Find You Fridays. How are we going today? Oh, yes. Oh, boy. I think we've been walloped with some rather large energies this week, and it's not going to get a lot easier for the next few days by the sounds of it. So, how do we get so lucky? So let us just get out there and just share this out while we're bringing our beautiful friends along for the ride. Let's see how we go for tonight. And I'm looking forward to seeing how you all are, my beautiful Find You Fridays crew. So let's pop that out there. Let's get busy. I love being able to share my my adventures with you all, and I certainly know that many of us have been going through some pretty interesting stuff this week. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you all have coped with that and what hints and tips you might have to share with me and the others in our beautiful community here. So let's get a sharing out. Oops, not that one. Okay. There we go. That one. Do all of my usual. And let's see what else we have. And of course, if you wish to have an extended reading today, you are totally able to do. The sound is scratchy. Interesting. Okay, hang on a second. Settings. There we go. There we go. Is that better, Debbie? Thank you for letting me know. I have an external microphone, and it's because of that. So thank you for letting me know. Hopefully that is better now. And that you didn't have to put up with that really weird robotic sound for too long. So yes, as I was saying, there's been some very big old energies up in the world this week, and we're right smack bang in the middle of a whole bunch of them. So happy days. I'm glad to hear that sounds a bit better. Thank you, Edwina, for letting me know. Oh dear. Okay, and oh, let's see, make sure I grabbed everybody, all the ones that I normally share to, and that one. There we go. Beautiful. Hi, Melinda. How are you going, my sweet? So lovely to see you in the chat tonight. Okay, righty-ho. So, with you beautiful beings that are now in the chat, I am very excited to be able to tell you who, or rather where, the next donation is going to go to. So as many of you know, when you do get an extended reading from me, which I should pop that there, you will also, let me just mute that side of it so then I can go in here.
Right. We're getting there. So when you get an extended reading with me, what happens is I save them up and I pick a person or an organization or something to donate to. So this started November, December last year, and depending on how many donations I get, will depend on the quantity that gets donated, and it's generally once a month now. Leading into Christmas, it was every week I chose someone or an organization, and at the moment it's once a month, and I just do a slightly larger donation, and I'll generally round it up. And this particular next set of donations I have chosen, there is an absolutely wonderful organization called the Mary Potter House, and they are doing a Walk for Love event, which is, you get sponsored to walk, and there is a special lady who has been a Facebook friend of mine for quite a while, and she has a team that is doing the Walk for Love, and I am so happy. She doesn't know this yet. That's the fun part. I am actually going to be donating towards her particular group. So this lovely, lovely being, Jan, is somebody who has just got the biggest heart, and her mum ended up going to Mary Potter to see out her last few days. And I've had some of my elderly disability clients, when I was in my disability work, go through there as well for their last few days. It is a hospice, and the staff there are just so lovely, and they make the family feel comforted and supported while their loved one goes through that last final transition before they leave this earthly plane, or this 3D bodily plane, if you like. So I am going to be sending our donations through this time to the beautiful Jan Pickard. They're doing a donation for her Walk for Love. And so, yes, if you would like to contribute to that, receive an extended reading for yourself, pop that through, and then we will put through an even larger donation to her. She's about halfway through to her target, for her personal target, and she's got quite a way to go before she gets to their team target. But I'm just really happy to donate towards such a worthy place. I think if you can be surrounded by people who really get the death process and have that kindness and compassion, that gives the family that peace and ease to know that their loved one is well cared for. It makes them such a huge difference, both for the family and also the one who is in that space of their life to go with ease. And because a lot of the ones who are still in those last moments, they hang on, especially if they're at home and stuff like that. They feel like there's a need to hang on, and being able to go into a place like Mary Potter just makes a massive, massive difference for them. So I'm looking forward to giving Jan the good news on that one. So thank you to my beautiful Fridays crew for facilitating that with me. It's such a very special thing. Alrighty, so in our cup of tea today, in response to all of those lovely energies that we've got up at the moment, so we're on the tail end of the new moon energies. We've got, so there was a new moon and just managed to scrape into Aries. And of course, we are moving through into the sign of Taurus. So that is, of course, talking about kindness, like love and compassion and stuff like that, which is really lovely. But along with all of that, we, of course, on Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday morning, we had a solar eclipse happen. Us here in Adelaide, unfortunately, didn't get to see it. It was sort of only on the very northern tip of Western Australia could see it. So that will be still rolling through on the eclipse energies, just the tail end of that. And then, of course, we're going into a Mercury retrograde. I think it's today or tomorrow. So as I say, back up all of your computers and all your bits and pieces, because we know Mercury retrograde likes to play around with our technology. So there's all of that going on right now. And so if you have been struggling a little bit with energies coming up in this week, maybe things panning out or not panning out as you thought they would, maybe things have just kind of gone in your face and that you sort of didn't see that coming. It's all totally on point for the energies up this week. So in relation to all of that, I have a 3 mint tea from Puka. So it's a lovely soothing tea. It has peppermint and spearmint and field mint in it. So short of getting me a chamomile tea, I thought we'll settle for some mint tea, because I do find mint tea to be quite soothing on my soul. So I wish I drank more like this, so that then you could see the pretty roses on my cup. But it feels weird to drink left-handed. Or that had the rose pattern on both sides. That would be lovely. Oh, yay, we've got our first person off the blog. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Mel. All right, so let's have a look. Puka teas are just great. Love them. Not just because they're from New Zealand, by the way, but we do make good tea, I have to say. They were leading the market for a long time as far as herbal teas goes. And then slowly Australia's sort of catching up, but they're taking their sweet time. So let's have a look. Is it you that wishes to come and play for our general reading? Yes. Okay. Cool bananas. All right. So something that I am going to take you through tonight, not right now, we'll wait till a little bit later in the show, is something called a sunset ceremony ritual. And this is something, as I have learned through listening to a book called Heal the Witch Wound by Celeste Larson. Finally finished that today. It's one of those books that you definitely have to take in little bite-sized pieces to allow things to settle. And she's got loads of tools and tips, and I'm actually looking to I will be doing a book club on that once I get my group open, and I think I'll run it through there. I think perhaps maybe we'll see, because there is an element of what we do here that is very witchy. We read cards, we drink tea, we, in my healing room, I'm a healer, I have salt, I have, all these little things that we go, I'm a healer, I'm spiritual, we give ourselves all these funny names. But at the end of the day, what it is it's witchdom. And it's the connection to Earth, it's a connection to the moons, it's a connection to the sun and the planets and all of those very, very beautiful things. And so I was reading through this moon magic book and having a look at things in there, and I came across the sunset ceremony ritual. And while it is best done at sunset, and for those of you who have sunset while we're doing this show, you're more than welcome to follow along with us. But for those of us who've already had the sunset, and so those living here in Adelaide tonight, did you see it? It was so beautiful, full of pink and orange and peachy colors. It was just so stunning tonight, absolutely amazing. And as I was reading this, I was like, we can do this together. And you can imagine yourself in that space of looking at the sunset and going through this process together. So I would like to take you guys through that in a little bit, not right now. So if you could get yourself someone in your mind that you would like to forgive. Okay. So just have a little ponder about that and have a think about, and maybe write it down if you like, and have a think about what that person did or didn't do or whatever, but don't dwell on it, but just write down somebody that you require to forgive. Okay. Somebody who really grinds you when you think about them. And for me, I've got someone in mind. It's someone that I'm on a program at the moment that involves EFT, and we were going through some limiting beliefs. And one of the questions was this person I could never forgive. And I thought, I don't have anybody. I don't hold grudges. And then this one person's name popped up into my head, and I went, oh, yeah, that one. Yep, that's somebody that I really struggled to forgive. So even me, who generally, I generally do forgive and forget and just let's move on. And sometimes forget means forget you out of my life. Sometimes forget means like we can move on and learn from this experience and, just be better people together. But sometimes it is forget you. See ya. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. So yeah. But this particular person still holds a lot of charge for me. So I will definitely be doing this exercise with you and having that person in my mind while we do that. But so just sort of know that that's coming up a little bit later. We'll do that little healing session, and I look forward to diving into that with you. And this is the sort of things, this show, it's always a little bit of an interesting mix of stuff. Just depends on what's up in my world at the moment. So, and that's what I love about this show, is that it's never the same twice. So let's have a look at the 7-day reading for the collective, not just me, but for the collective, please. And we are rolling from the 22nd of April through to the 28th of April. So, of course, we're going to be working with Mercury retrograde and the very, very tail end of our new moon and our solar eclipse, and we've obviously got the changes in the star signs happening. I don't know what else is going on, but it feels like there's a lot going on right now astrologically and energetically, and there's a lot of stuff happening. I can perceive as we're tuning in there those elements of where things are just sort of breaking down and things are being revealed and personalities are coming out. And I know for me personally, a lot of healing stuff has come up. I've been activated in many, many ways. And equally with that, the tools to assist with the healing of those activations is also coming along, like almost immediately or just beforehand. It's like, oh yeah, there's that tool, that's a cool tool, and then I'll find there'll be something that pops up that'll be able to work with that. So this reading is for the collective for this week coming from the 22nd of April through to the 28th, to see how we can best work with these energies for our highest and greatest good, or for our best. We've got another one coming out. Goodness gracious, we're a busy card deck today. Righty ho, there we go. Moving some energy already, isn't that wonderful? Okay, just rearrange things a little bit around here because we've got a few cards today. All right, so let's just turn them over. I haven't used these cards very much lately, but I'm really glad that they've come back out. I've got a lovely little story to tell you soon. And hopefully I'll be able to get through it without being a bit teary, but we'll see. So for the next week, that's something that we're going to have to be mindful of is our strength. So, ooh, that was fun. There you go. That's how you pay if you'd like to pay. Oh, that was cute. Don't know how I managed to do that, but anyhow, so it's our strength. Okay, so this is our wild sunflower, and with the strength that I'm seeing here, you're stronger than you give yourself credit for. Okay, and if you don't believe me, take a moment and do a little bit of a review right now. And remember all of the, without going into the emotions of it, okay, but remember all of the hardest things that you've been through in your life right now. And you've been through every single one of them. Good, bad, ugly, or awesome. You've been through absolutely all of them. And you're still here right now. You're here watching the show, in the chat, communicating with the others. This to me shows that you have an incredible amount of strength. So please remember that over this next week. There's possibly still going to be some challenges coming up. Maybe some challenges where you feel like, I can't do this anymore. I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm all the things. I don't know that I can do this anymore. I just want to give up. Remember, you are strong. You have the strength and the resilience to do this. You are able to shine brightly, just like the sunflower does. And it is your brightness and the ability of you to shine from the inside out that creates the magic in the world. Okay. Even when you feel like everything is at a loss, you don't know, you're just beyond the point of frustrated and all the rest, you're slowly remembering your strength. Remember, there's always hope as well. Okay, we've got the snowdrop here. The snowdrop's so pretty. So there's always hope. And if you don't believe me, look at nature. It goes through the absolute worst of the worst that you can imagine. It goes through extreme cold, extreme heat, and yet it still keeps going. I don't know how it does it. It goes not just through the extreme cold and the extreme heat. It goes through chemicals. It goes through human interaction, which is probably the most toxic thing on the bloody planet. And yet it still grows. the places that I have seen parsley growing out of, little cracks in the pavement of, like, in a person's side of a person's house. It's like, how on earth did you manage to get yourself there and start growing and be so healthy? Like, seriously, parsley that is just so healthy, and it's growing in the cracks in the pavement or in the footpath around the side of a person's house. Like, that's just nuts to me. But at the same time, gives you hope that even in the hardest situations where you think it's just not possible, look at nature and it will show you it is. And that perhaps you just feel required to look at it from a slightly different perspective. Okay. So like the snowdrops, they are upside down. They hold their head down like that, the petals face down. Whereas if we look at the sunflower, their petals are up like this, right? So perhaps you just require to look at whatever it is going on from a different perspective. So that's the hope card. The next card that we have got is the connection card. Whew, okay, the other thing that I forgot to mention that we also have happening over this week is Anzac Day. So Anzac Day, for those who are overseas and not in Australia and New Zealand, is the day that we commemorate and remember our fallen soldiers or our returned servicemen and women. The forget-me-not is very much related to being in the armed services, whether it be, Navy, Army, or Air Force. It is, along with, for us, the poppy is another one that pops up, especially around Anzac Day. So with this card of connection, I'm getting that, especially for Tuesday, which is Anzac Day, don't be surprised if you find yourself connecting with your ancestors and finding some peace and comfort there. Welcome that. If you have a bit of space or a little bit of time, either early in the morning or late in the evening, when you can be around that sunshine or the sunrise, take a moment, even if it's just a minute. Take a moment and you can have a look at the sunset or the sunrise and acknowledge your ancestors. And this isn't just for us over here in Australia and New Zealand, it's all around the world. Take the time, because what we are doing here is the energy that we create when we gather in such large numbers, because it does. The Anzac Day gathers, the dawn services especially, gather very large numbers across both countries. So with those large numbers that are gathered on those days, the rest of the world will absolutely be able to tap into that energy as well. So remember your ancestors on Tuesday. Take some time, forget them not. Okay, acknowledge them, thank them for being the wise ancestors that they were. And if you are more of a, witchy leaning, you can thank your coven, you can talk to your wise ones, remember them. It's all ancestral anyway, whether it be physical, like a lineage ancestral, or a spiritual ancestral, doesn't matter. There is a lot of healing that is happening at the moment. And the healing, and we're looking at the Madonna lily here. So the healing that is happening is every time you are being activated, every time something comes up and it brings with it a really big emotion or a big physical reaction with it, this is a sign that there is something here to be healed. And it is a sign for you to pause and go deep. The healing that you can do over this week if you have the space to be able to do it, journal down what is happening, write it down, put it into your phone if that's the way you prefer to journal. Doesn't matter. But what this card is indicating to us is that this week is once again going to be bringing up a lot of energies for us to have a look at, a lot of moments, a lot of things where we can have the gift of healing. A lot of that has been happening already for me, especially over the last 24 hours or so. The next card that we've got is the Venus flytrap. They always make me laugh and smile, even though they're a carnivorous plant. It's like, rawr. And this card is the card of action. So along with all of that healing and stuff that's going on, please take action on that healing. It's not just about observing it and looking at it and going, oh, yeah, there's some stuff that's coming up. Take action. Reach out to, and get some healing for yourself. Hi, Brooke. Thank you. Oh, have a lovely night at the gym. Thank you for sharing out. I'm so grateful for you. So take some action into your healing, whether that be going and seeing someone like Brooke or me or whoever else your healer of choice is. Get out there, get some support if you require it. If you're, a rock star and can do your healing on your own, then do so, but take action. Okay. Now, second to last card tonight is longevity. And this is the white chrysanthemum. Okay. So longevity is, to me, telling us that the choices that we are making right now, the choices that we are playing with and taking action on, the stuff that we're choosing and the stuff that we're not choosing, these particular choices that we're making right now, and especially in this week, is going to have very long-lasting effects. So incredibly mindful about how you're speaking about yourself, how you're speaking about others, how you're speaking about your money, how you're speaking about the world in general, how you're speaking about, all of the things. And because every single thing that you say, the words are spells, the words are magic. Your words will manifest whatever, and actualize whatever you are saying at the moment. Remember I spoke about this from the 22nd of March being the Heavens Cross shift, right? So this is reminding us again that what we say is going to be happening very, very quickly. So if you feel like you want a day off work, right? and you pull a sickie, be very, very careful about the words that you use. If you require a rest, don't say I want a break, because if you say that you want a break, then that's what's going to happen. You'll find things around you start breaking. Be careful. Be very, very mindful about the words you're using. Okay. So, and have a look at the choices that you're making. Have a look. All right. So let's have a look at our yummy card. I love these. Absolutely love them. Hi, Jocelyn. Thank you for joining us. We got respect out of the yummy cards today. So respect your process and respect the process of other people as well. We don't all process the same way, and we certainly don't all communicate the same way. Be sometimes nice if we did, because then it would be easier, but we don't. So just have respect for each other, and also the allowance. That didn't say allowance, but that's what's popping up to me right now is increase your levels of allowance in this week. And by doing so, you'll be able to respect other people's process and be patient with them and yourself especially. Okay. All righty. Thank you very, very much. I hope that helps everybody for the coming week. It's going to be a bit of a doozy. It certainly is. And I wish you all the luck in the world with that one, because, oh boy, we up for a biggie. I thought this week was pretty full on. Oh, Brooke, darling. Oh, goodness. I should put that up there. You're such a sweetheart, Brooke. Thank you so much for putting a donation through. Thought you said you were going to the gym. Okay. Ah, dear, oh dear. Oh, gosh. Let's have a cup of tea break. Yeah, that didn't help you to see the rose, did it? All right. It was the one last thing that I hadn't put up yet was the PayPal. Oh, and he hasn't said if it's a pay it forward. Interesting. Oh, dear. Thank you, Brooke. Is that for you? Is it for someone else, sweetheart? Let me know, okay? All right, Melinda, my darling. Let me quick look. You have got a little... Yep. Okay, Melinda. Sweet pea. When you're ready, just pop your question in the chat, and then I can have a look at that, please. That would be awesome. Oh, there's your team. Whew. They feel like very welcome right now. So while Melinda is popping her question in the chat so that we can start working on that one. Without going into too many details or anything, there have been some stuff happen in my world in the last 24 hours. And the responses that my body has given has been incredibly fascinating to observe. So basically, I've been speed processing grief really, really, really quick. Now, nobody's died. Just want to put that out there. Nobody has died. But grief can happen even if people die. Even if, and my snake is Python is absolutely fine. She's good. And so she hasn't died. Nobody's died as such. But something I've been working on has not turned out the way that I wished it would have. And it was pretty big. And so with that came a lot of anger. With that came a lot of sadness and grief. A little bit of resentment had floated through there a little bit. And oh, goodness gracious, excuse me. Only just a little bit of energy on that, Melinda. So we'll just do it like this. And so one of the things that I noticed that came up was when I was talking to somebody about what was going on, my chest was like tight and like my heart was pumping a lot faster, even though I wasn't like physically moving really fast or anything. I was just doing painting and renos today, so it wasn't like that wasn't a thing. My throat started to close up as I was trying to talk, and yet I was like, I know I have to say this. So what I would like to share with you all is that in those moments, thank you, Lynn, in those moments when you feel like you're going into like in it, and for me in that moment, I felt like I was in all the F's, the flight, freeze and fawn. I felt like I was in all of them. And I haven't been in that space for a really, really long time. And it was, I'm not going to say scary. It was just a reminder that there is still stuff that I have that is being activated right now is due to clear. It's no longer worth me hanging on to it anymore. And in every circumstance where we have those big emotional reactions, it's important to take a breath, which was something I had to, physically almost force myself to do today, was just like, and really bring that in so that I could speak. Because that's the other thing that has been coming up for me is like when we're in this space, I feel safe. I feel totally at ease. You guys in my community here create that for me and for each other. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful for you all. And the person I was speaking with does that too, but it was a different environment. So it was one of those moments where I was battling through some very, very, very old wounds and stuff that's not even related to that person that I was trying to speak with. And I could feel it, I felt it, and I leaned into it, and I freaking said what I needed to say, regardless of how my body was going, no, please don't, right? And it was through tears, and like I said, my throat was all crammed up, and it was like I had a headache, and because all of my bars points were going bonkers and all this stuff. And what it was me really allowing myself to drop into that space of deep vulnerability with the people that I have been creating with, vulnerability with myself, and trusting that everything was going to be okay. And the way to move forward was to speak. For so long, too long, as beautiful women have been silenced. You know this, I know this. I'm grateful we are now living in a time in most of the world where we do now have the ability to speak up and not be sentenced to death. However, and I'm going to go a little bit scientific for a second. Melinda, I am coming back to you. So I'm guessing this might be relevant to you perhaps, and this is why it's coming up now. They've done some scientific studies on Holocaust survivors, and there was another study that was done on I think it was famine survivors from the 1920s or 30s, something like that. Anyway, so what they discovered at a genetic level is that when you go through extended trauma, what happens is on your genetic line, like your genetics, there becomes little flags or tags on your genetics that represent that particular trauma. And it has to be an extended trauma. So it's not just like you've had a car accident, it's really bad, and that's sort of like instant trauma. This is like months and months, if not years of trauma type of thing. Things like when people go through wars and all that sort of that extended sort of PTSD type stuff. And those little flags and tags, they end up being passed on to the children of those people, and then their children, and then their children. So you can end up 4 generations down, and this little flag will be sitting there from their great grandparents that says to them that they have to make sure that they always have, here's one for me, they have to have potatoes in the house. Because if you don't have potatoes in the house, then you're going to starve. So that's one of those lovely little genetic markers that pops up. Now, trauma and our traumas are coming up to be cleared. Those genetic markers are coming up to be cleared. And it is important to recognize whether something is yours or not. And even if it's yours through your genetic line and you believe that to be so, you can still clear it back to where it first began, right? So, and I mean, even just thinking back to the older times, like clan wars and things, when people just had all out massive grudges each other. But if you were to ask one of the children, why do you hate whatever clan, they wouldn't be able to tell you, because it's come down through the generations. And this has popped up in some of my healing sessions that I've done, where it's a clan war, but nobody can remember why. And often it was just a clash of personalities somewhere along the way, which is crazy. All right, Melinda. Not sure if that's at all relevant to you guys, to you people, beautiful beings. Bit of a ramble for you. But there's a lot to be coming up to be cleared right now. And thank you for listening. And thank you. Yes, okay. I'm here. I'm happy to be with you all because, you guys light up my life, man. Seriously, the last couple of hours of doing renos, I was like, yeah, I'm doing Find You Fridays tonight. Yay. And I felt so much better. So let's have a look at this love reading for Melinda. What is it that she requires to know? There's a lot of energy on this one for you, Melinda. And they're working on selecting the exact right cards for you. Melinda, how's your sister going with her business? Is she doing any pop-up shop things at the moment? Oh, lovely. Do you ever join her there at Sorelli? time tomorrow. Ooh, maybe. Depends on how long my middle of the day session goes for. Oh dear. Right, Melinda? All right. So, love life, huh? All right. So we've got, here's the very first card that came out, passion. And it literally says, trust and follow your renewed passion, your love life and career. So, yeah, that seems pretty clear to me. Trust your intuition and that it's okay to have an interest in your love life, and it's okay to have that space of desire to have a relationship and to be in that yummy space. Oh gosh, I just love her wings. Like, aren't they just so freaking gorgeous? So colorful. I love them. It's like you got just about all the colors there. She's just so pretty. The camera doesn't always show it up that well, but yeah, it's so lovely. So yes, it is definitely all good in the hood. There's definitely something being worked on there. We've been feeling this for a little while now, and I know that. Yeah, really good sign. I'm onto the right thing there. The next card that's come up is all is well. So everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings that you'll soon understand. This card used to frustrate the bejeebers out of me, because it'd be like, yeah, but because, you know, me and my humanness, I'm like, yeah, but I wish to have it now. So, as I'm sure we all go through those moments. So this, I'm sensing a little bit of a have patience. We're working on something pretty jolly special for you right now, and he will come along. And when he does, you'll know it. It'll kind of smack you through the eyes like a 4x2. Anyway, so I don't know where that came from. Not something I would normally say. The next card that we've got, which is an interesting and a love reading, but now that actually makes sense. So we've got the Indigo and Crystal Children card, and it talks about, you know, having a bond with children. In particular, you know, you can help children who are sensitive. But what I actually got was, one of the things that you have to remember to be is to be in your childlike wonder space. If you remain more so in your childlike wonder space, still with the maturity of an adult, of course, and your consciousness, if you remain in that space of wondering, like as in wow, and, you know, that awe of, like children do when they see new experiences, like even just tonight with the beautiful sunrise, I was just like, oh, wow. I literally sent my friend a message going, go outside now, look at the sunset, it is so beautiful. And she did. That space there is what will be one of the attraction points for this lovely gentleman to come into your world. Okay. He's going to enjoy the softer, more fun sides of you, those sparkly sides of you. That's what's going to be very, very attractive to him. The next card that we have is Courage. So be courageous and stand up for your beliefs is what is on this card directly. But what I'm really seeing is the strength of Archangel Ariel, and the strength that they have within is something that is asking for you to really embody at the moment too. So along with this, it seems like they're kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So this is kind of like the courage side is the side for you to trust and stand up for you and all of your magicalness. Okay, be in that space. Just know and be unapologetic about who you be, including your childlike wonder, that space of awe of the planet and for all of things around you. So, and it's just do it unapologetically. That's really what I'm seeing when I see this card come through for you tonight, is that just, yes, I talk to my plants, and yes, I talk to my crystals, and yes, I create with my hands, and yes, I say I love you every morning in the mirror, and just owning those magical parts of you. Have the courage to do that. The next one we've got is clairaudience, which is notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So, oh, wow. This is really about encouraging your internal dialogue to be loving. Okay, so if you can make sure that your internal dialogue is loving, how you're speaking about yourself is loving, how you're approaching yourself is loving and kind and nurturing, because I know that you are kind and nurturing to others already. This is about coming back to you. Because if you can be kind and loving and nurturing with yourself, then you can be that space with your intimate partner, with your love interest. Okay, so it says, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind. Take note of that. All right, it is time for you to really allow yourself to be that space of loving of you, with you, as you, because you're just so gorgeous. And it's time that you remember that and really embody that right down to a cellular level. These next two cards are actually from the Celtic spirit cards. Okay. So to start off with, we've got the Shaman Spiral, which is pretty cool. I like these cards very much. And it's talking about awareness, practice, connection. Okay. So along with remembering to always be amazing, have that childlike wonder, being mindful of how you're speaking about yourself, and this is where this card is coming in. Practice, being that kind and loving, nurturing space within. And also, in the words you use, be kind, loving, and nurturing, and practice your connection to the divine. Being told, practice your connection to the divine, practice your connection to your awareness, practice your connection to the you that is you, practice your connection to earth. Be with your plants. Be aware of when somebody does come floating into your world, that he will share some of the same interests as you. Not all, because, that would be a very interesting connection. He may, but he'll be someone who will share something that is very deep and dear to you. And that person will be the next one. this one here is rest, stop, recharge, and self-care. So one of the most attractive things to men is a woman who doesn't really require them. Somebody like, as Mama Gina says, no guy likes a needy woman. So along with this, the self-care is what is coming up here. So make sure that you're incorporating every week, at least once a week, something that is going to be nurturing your intimate side. I'm going to put it that way. And it doesn't have to be, orgasmic. It can. But it's also about nurturing your body, and nurturing your body in a way that is soft and gentle and nourishing. And this can be a practice into you remembering your body, remembering what makes you smile, where you're ticklish, all those sorts of things, whether it be, I know you don't have a bath at home, or rather it's probably a bit like mine, is not much of a bath, but even just, rubbing oils and things onto your body after a shower, and just being really mindful and purposeful with that practice, and really feeling your skin and feeling how your fingertips move across your skin, all those sorts of things. That is what is being asked or guided at the moment. So, yeah. That is pretty yummy. And hi. Hi, Nicole. All right. So let's have a look. Oops, 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 oops. Woo. This is the card. Oh, interesting. Purification. So in relation to love, there might be some work that you might be required to do around your past relationships and stuff. Okay, so there might be just still some other little niggly bits that are asking to be healed and cleared, so that you can just sort of like brush the debris away from the footpath, so that he can make his way into you and find you with ease without having to trip over all those interesting points of views and belief systems and things that have been put into place thanks to other relationships. And these relationships can be the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. Sometimes we create interesting points of views and belief systems because we've had absolutely beautiful relationships, and they may have ended for whatever reason, whether that be death or just the end of it, the natural course of the end of it. But sometimes we create a lot of story around that too, and we try to recreate those most wonderful, magical moments of that relationship. But of course, this new person can never live up to that because they're not that person. Does that make sense? So, and it puts a lot of pressure onto a relationship that isn't required. Awesome. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. All righty. So, and thank you, Nicole. When I require, this is the jumper that I chose when I was having a really, really rough body day. And so generally when I've got it on, it's a pretty good sign that I'm feeling a little tender just as a little heads up, because on the sleeve here it has love yourself and more love up on here. So this is one that if you ever see me wearing it, it's more than likely I've had a bit of a rough day, emotionally or spiritually. and I just require a little bit of nurturing and love from the universe, just to remind me every time I look at my sleeve, or the moment if I see the writing on the screen, I'm okay. It's been a time. Let's just say. All right. So let me see. Now, the beautiful Brooke has done an absolutely wonderful thing. And yeah, see, it's something about pink. I don't know. I don't wear a heck of a lot of pink, so it's quite an unusual color for me to have in my wardrobe, but it spoke to me through the universe. So, and in actual fact, now that my hair is a lot more silver or white, as the case may be, I do find that these lighter pastel colors are starting to come into my wardrobe more and more, which is really cool. I actually don't mind the change in color. It's absolutely fine by me, but it is a bit of a shift in my space. So, righty, Melinda, I'm afraid you've already had an extended. So, who else is here at the moment? All right, I am going to write down a number. Don't know that pencil's going to help me anything because the lead's fallen out of it. All right, so writing down a number right now. Cool. The first number that popped into my head. So for Brooke's session, could you please pick a number, except for Melinda because she's just had her session, her reading. Let me edit this. And I'm going to say pick a number between 75 and 90. All right. First, to pick the correct number, you will get the gift of Brooke's extended reading that he has kindly donated. So keep going, and I'll tell you when to stop. And the first person that pops up on the chat that has it, I will pick that person. Okay. So keep going. So choose a number between 75 and 90 to those who are on here right now. Pick a number. I'll give you a hint. It's not 75 and it's not 90 and it's not 88. Keep going. So yes, interesting things, interesting energies popping up at the moment. Just keep going, Nicole. Seeing as you're the only one that's playing right now, because the others are all shy in the background, just watching. And I know it's not me because I haven't even got my Facebook up right now. So we've got other people out there who are casually watching. Oh dear. So you keep going and then I'll let you know when you get it. Oh dear. But yes, I am very much looking forward to having a rest. I have sort of a rest day over on Sunday. No, you still not got it, Nicole. You're sort of bouncing. I love it. I love your thought process. It's fun to watch. Oh dear. Nope. Oh, see, now you got competition. Oh, Lynn, you're going to have to go back and have a look at Nicole's answers because, yep, still not happened there yet. Keep going. Keep guessing. This is fun. Oh, dear, we haven't done one of these. Yay, Nicole got it. Look, 86 is what I wrote down. Made you work for it though, eh? Oh dear. All right, Nicole. What is your question, my dear? Oh, while Nicole's doing her question, check it out. My bruise is almost to the end of my fingernail, almost to the white part. It is so cool. So back in start of February, that was when it was way down at the base. I'm trying not to give you guys a finger. So it was way down here. Look how fast it's gone. It's gone since February. Isn't that amazing? Gosh, our bodies are incredible things. I'm really looking forward to the point when it actually pops out the top so that then I can really get a good look at it. But it's not quite there yet. It's close. It's very, very, very close. It's got maybe, I don't know, maybe a week's worth of growth. Not sure that's a question I can answer for you. You tried. Yes, you did. All right. Have a think if there's something else you'd like what blocks or stops have you got? I'll see what happens. Okay. Let me see. What's your awareness? Yeah. What is your awareness? Oh, we'll give it a go. We'll have a play. We'll see what we can do. Okay. Now, the one thing that I would say as a caveat to this is be aware that every choice that you make changes possibilities. Every choice that you make creates multiple streams of possibilities. And we can feed into those multiple streams of possibilities, but the ones that we don't feed into are the ones that pass, like they fade away, right? So what I keep hearing is 6. So I'm just asking your team, are you talking about 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. No, they're talking more about 6 months. Now, 6, 6, 6, 6. They just keep repeating the number 6 at me. Is it the 6th month? Whoa. Okay. So does June feel light for you? So this is my awareness, but I'd like to know if it is light for you to be around June. Because your awareness is actually what's more important here, not mine. Okay. So a couple of months away. Or a bit more than 6 weeks. Which is why 6 weeks wasn't quite light. The 6 months was lighter, but it's kind of like 6th month. They communicate the easiest way that they know how. Yeah, that's cool, but it's not your moving date. They're telling me this. All right. So we're just going to have a look at these cards because that's interesting, and I require a little bit more clarification on these because it's like this is great. I say thank you to Brooke. Oh, gonna love where you got those major arcana. Oh, goodness, major arcana's coming in. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, dear. All right. So, to start off with, we've got the 10 of Cups. So what I'm now being told is this is a time of great prosperity for you, that this time you will be gathering your wealth and that you're going to be celebrating. So your new home is going to be somewhere where you will feel like you can, be you and just enjoy your life and have fun and, just have room to breathe. So I was like, okay, because it started out being a past, present, future reading, and then it was like it's changed itself. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just rocking and rolling with it as it's coming out. All right. So that one there seems pretty obvious. The cups, of course, is to do with emotions and stuff like that. So emotionally, you're feeling a lot more settled within yourself. Emotionally, you're sort of, you're in that space of feeling a lot more calm and like it's going to be good for you. Okay. The next card that we've got is the Two of Wands. So, of course, we know the Two of Wands is about spiritual growth. And this lovely gentleman here has got one hand very firmly he's quite grounded. Okay. He's also, because the Wands is your, your fire signs and all of that sort of stuff. It's like that stuff from the heart. But he's also got the world in his hand, and he's looking at the world. So this new property that you're going to be moving into is going to make you feel like you're full of possibilities, and that you'll be able to see the growth, and you'll be able to see a lot of growth within yourself and within your family, with those who live with you. This is going to be seen, it's still a very calm card. It's like there's not a lot of trauma, there's not a lot of pain. It's just sort of like a very calm centered space where it's just like, yes, this is what I'm choosing. Okay, so that will be something to watch out for. The next card that we have here, and this is the start of the fun, is we've got the High Priestess here. And of course, the High Priestess is all about looking at everything from a very balanced point of view. So you're looking at the positives and the negatives. You're looking at, what you can do with this property, what will the finances be, and just being really pragmatic about your approach to this new property, wherever it is. And it will be easeful for you when you are choosing this particular property. It'll sort of seem to land in your lap almost. And that comes from the next card that came out, which is the Sun card, with our beautiful child sitting naked upon a horse with the lovely sunflowers, and they're blooming brightly over his bare butt. So this new property will make you feel like you're, sitting on a horse and your bare butt, just loving life basically, and enjoying that space of openness. You see how his little hands are like wide open, and it's like a celebration. This is a beautiful celebratory card. The walls and the blocks that you have had up around your heart in the past will start to melt away, and there'll be a lot of healing that will be taking place in this new property for you. Okay. Yeah, I used to ride horses. There's no way I would wish to ride a horse on bare butt, but anyway. Riding naked on a horse, I don't think so. You end up with horse hairs in funny places. Anywho, the next card that we've got is the Chariot card. So this is a very sort of hard-working kind of heart card. I find it a really fascinating card when it comes out. And in relation to this, again, it feels really balanced though. So this property is going to be one that will work hard for you. And what I'm hearing right now is the property that you choose will choose you. And when you have a look at the properties, take a moment and be really quiet with it, and be in that space of expansion. I'm not sure if you've heard me talking too much about that, but tap into the energy of the house and ask the house, are you the house for me? And will we create a beautiful life together? And you'll get a sense either it's a yes or it's a no. Sometimes what something looks like initially is not what you would think. Okay, so for example, this property, it tricked me so that I would choose it. It's a cheeky property, and it tricked me because it thought, like, when I went for my walkthrough, it looked clean, very clean. I was actually quite impressed. I spoke to several of my friends about how clean it was. When I came back though, after I'd, paid and got the keys and I was moving in, it was not clean at all. However, I had that conversation with the property even before I had my first walkthrough. And I asked that question, are you the property that I can be with at the moment, and will we have a good relationship together? And, I've asked a few other questions and we spoke to each other. And we have an agreement that it'll look after me and I will look after it until I'm no longer here, as in living in this property, not dead. And so far it has been absolutely spot on. There was a really big car crash that happened. Could have, because I used to park my car out on the road. And the house totally protected my car, and the other car behind my car got smashed up, not mine. So that's just one of the many things. There's other things like it keeps my power low, it keeps my water bills low. It does a really, really good job of helping me. So that's something that a lot of people don't think that they can have, like a relationship with their house that they live in, but you can. And if you have a good, respectful relationship with the home that you're living in, you'll find things are a lot easier. And you'll find that you get more peaceful sleep, and things will just be generally more calm and peaceful. And the house itself, if there's any residual energies from previous people who have lived there, it'll be more willing to give them up as well when you do your clearing and stuff. Okay. And that's pretty cool. Your boys can set up on horses. I used to get my pony, and I would go out riding in the paddock, and we were supposed to be practicing like dressage and jumping and stuff. I would just ride my horse up to the plum tree, and then I'd stand up on the back of the horse and pick plums. The horse didn't care because I used to feed some to him. And he would much rather stand there very patiently waiting for me to pick plums than do jumps and stuff like that, because he was older. Oh dear, horses are funny creatures. All right, so in answer to your question, yeah, cool, awesome. So yeah, I'm getting around June is at the moment that feels the lightest of what I have received. I have to wait and see what comes up for you. And don't get stuck on what I've said. Use your awareness, use what works for you. If something comes up in the next 4 weeks and it's perfect, and you've got all the elements are like pinging for you, choose it if that's what it is for you. Okay, now your yummy card. Oh goodness. Oh, excuse me. Interestingly, we've got generosity. I don't know what that means. And I'm being told, yes, you do. Okay. This doesn't make sense to me. Be generous with the house that you're currently living in, and it will talk to the house you're going to be living in, and they will make the transition easier for you. So I guess be mindful of how you're speaking with the house that you're in now. Be super, super grateful for it. And allow that interaction to take place. I think your current house is going to help you is going to actually help you find your new house. Huh. That's interesting. Wow, that just made my heart go. And you'll see it in your dreams. I've just been told that too. You'll see your new house in your dreams. So if you don't have a dream journal, start one. Or, if you can, like, record voice messages or whatever when you start seeing your house in your dreams. And you can also ask in your dream, before you go to sleep, you can actually ask your spirit team to guide you to your new home, and show it to you with total clarity, and so that you remember in the morning what to look for. And then you can have the energy of the house that you're looking for as well. And of course, make sure you put your requests out there. Get really clear about what you require, and the price, and how many bedrooms and bathrooms and parking spaces and all those sorts of things. All the things that matter to you, make sure you write it down. Pin it up on the fridge. Do what is required so that you can assist your team and, the members of the household that are going to be living there, so that they can have their magical input and pull on that too. And if you're able to, like, maybe in your meditation space, if you do meditation, you can get them involved in that too, and see those threads leading to you towards new farmhouses or whatever it is that you're being drawn to. So yeah. So thank you for that. It was a question that I was not sure I'd be able to answer very well, but cool. Could be in 6 weeks' time I'll be moving. I will use it in wishing. Yeah. So yeah, your manifestation space. And also with everything else that's going on right now, with all the planetary stuff, be aware that Mercury retrograde might make things go a bit wonky weird for a couple of weeks. But still, you can write the stuff down and put it in a spot, and you can bless it. You can wrap it up in like an opalescent bubble, and then send out the lights from there, so that it can find you with ease, with total ease. There's loads of things you can do. All right, so thank you for that. Thank you, Brooke. Hope you're having a good time at the gym. All right, my friends, so what I would like you to do now is, as long as you're not driving anywhere, I would like you to, if you've got a drink of water or a cup of tea or whatever, I'd like you to have a drink of that first. All right. So what this is doing is, this sunset ceremony ritual is pulling on both the magic of the new moon that we've got at the moment, pulling on the magic of the lunar eclipse that we've just had, and also the incredible sunset that we've had tonight here in Adelaide. So the power of the mind is an incredible thing. And our imaginations are very, very potent and powerful as well. This is why the power of the mind is so incredible, because we can imagine something and the mind will think it is real. So we can use that to our advantage rather than it be a disadvantage, because that's how fear happens. It's just our brains thinking that something is real when it's not, because we've put so much focus on it. And we've looked at it and smelt it and dealt it. So, of course, fear is feelings imagined as real. And And so let's use those that are big, beautiful brains for something that will create more peace in our world. So I would like you to remember or have someone in your mind where you feel that you require to forgive this person. So if you have somebody in your world that, if I say to you, I can never forgive blank, what name pops into your head? So you don't have to put it in the chat or anything. This is just something for you to have in your mind. Okay. So just pin that one for a moment. And now I'm going to read this to you. Okay. And while I'm reading this to you, I would like you to close your eyes, take a big deep breath in, and slowly let it out. Just becoming really aware of how your breath is moving through your body. Take another big deep breath in. Slowly let it back out again. And this time when you breathe in, bring Mother Earth all the way up through your body, from your feet to the crown. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky all the way down from the crown down to your fingertips and your toes. Bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky and gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Keep your eyes closed. And imagine that you are standing outside in full view of a developing sunset. Enjoy the breath moving in and out of your body, grounding yourself all the way down through Mother Earth. Imagine that there are roots coming out from the soles of your feet as you slowly breathe in and out with purpose. And these roots are going all the way down into Mother Earth. And you can feel all of the contribution and the nourishment and nurturing that you are requiring throughout the whole of your body, coming up through the roots and going to any tight or stuck places in your body. Imagine around you, you have created sacred space. Imagine that you have cleansed your space however you choose, whether that be with incense, crystals, or just imagine that there is a big light bubble from your heart and now expanding out in a big, big bubble around you. And as it expands out, it just clears away any energies which are no longer desired or required in your space. Feel that beautiful sunset with all the different colors as it is glowing. The sky is glowing. Glorious reds, pinks, blues, orange, lavender, peach. Breathe it in. Fully inhale the energy, healing energies of the calming colors. Slowly breathing out again. Take another big breath in. breathing in all of those colors. And as you breathe in, let them absorb any hurt or anger. And as you exhale, exhale your hurt, your fear, your resentment. Inhaling the colors again. And individually, let them fill you with joy. And then exhale the forgiveness into the world. As you slowly breathe in and out, remember that we are focusing our intention to forgive tonight. And now visualize the person that you desire to forgive. This may feel hard, and that's okay. Take a lovely big deep breath in, breathing in all those glorious colors of the sunset. The red, the pink, the blue, the orange, the lavender, the peach, and many, many more. As you're breathing in, once again, all of the hurt and the fear and the pain and the shame and all of the grief that is associated with that person, just let it all be absorbed by those colors. And as you breathe out, allow them to exhale all of those emotions with the breath, outwards breath. If tears are appearing in this sleep step, please let them keep going. They are healing and a release. Now imagine that you have a red rose in your hand, and it's got no thorns. And as you look at the rose and you see the beauty of it, I'd like you to now begin to remove one petal at a time and toss them to the wind. And as you do so, very slowly, for each one we say, I forgive, and put the person's name in there. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. We'll do that 7, 8 times. So remove another petal, toss it to the wind, and now we say, I forgive. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. We take another petal and toss it to the wind. I forgive blank. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. Take another petal. I know this is tough. I know it's okay. Toss that petal to the breeze. Repeat after me. I forgive. Put the person's name in there. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. Take another big deep breath. You're doing really well. Grab another petal and gently remove it from the flower. Toss it to the breeze. I forgive. Put the person's name in there. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. Okay, next petal. Toss it up to the breeze and say, I forgive. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Breathing in that sunset. And breathing out. Take another petal. Toss it up into the sky. I forgive blank. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. Three more to go. Pluck the third to last petal. And you know what to do now. I forgive. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love and I am free to forgive. Take a big breath. Second to last petal. Remove that from the flower, from the stem. Toss it to the wind. I forgive. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. And last petal. Tossing that to the wind and the breeze. I forgive. I no longer ache. I no longer cry. I am love. I am free to forgive. And now stand in the breeze and feel it washing all over you, taking away any remaining hurt, pain, anger, anguish, resentment, taking it all away with the petals. If your body wishes to move a little, as these energies are moving through you, please allow it to do so. Take a moment to recognize the hard work you've done and be grateful for the new beginning that you just gave yourself. Bow to the sun in thanks. Raise your hands in prayer to the moon. Blessed be, and so it is. Take a big deep breath in, my friends. And before you open your eyes, we're just going to make sure that we're all nicely and expanded out. So expand out, please. Expand out your awareness beyond the planet, beyond the solar system, giving thanks to the moon as you pass by the moon. Expanding out beyond the galaxies, and expanding out your awareness beyond the universes. Beautiful. And now focusing on your body, grab your sense of allowance and expand that out. Expand that out beyond the size of the planet, expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the solar system, beyond the size of the galaxies, beyond the size of the universes, and expanding out your allowance beyond the size of your awareness. Beautiful. And just before we go, I'd like you to tap into your heart space, please. Everybody, please tap into your heart space, into your heart chakra. See the beautiful green glowing light there. And if yours is a little bit dim, give it a bit of a shine. Bringing that Mother Earth energy still, because your feet are still got all the roots into the center of Mother Earth. Bring whatever is required from the crystalline planes all the way up through the roots, through your feet, through your legs, all the way up through to the center of your heart space. Into that heart chakra, making it glow and shine with total ease. Beautiful. And of course, as that energy is moving through the rest of your chakra points, allow them to be nourished and polished and shining brightly as well, all the way up to the chakras beyond the crown of your head, the ones below your feet, and all the ones in between. Beautiful. And now we can bring up those roots out of the center of Mother Earth. And as we do so, we thank Mother Earth for her contribution to our sweet bodies today. Bringing it all the way up. So your feet are now free to move. We give thanks to the sky, Father Sky, and the moon for the gifts that they bring us every single day, whether we acknowledge them or not. Please take one big final breath. And then please slowly let it back out again. And return your breathing to normal. And now open your eyes. Beautiful. Alrighty. Well, that's it for today. I'm really, really happy and thrilled to have a couple more donations to go towards the funds for Jan. Jan, just for those who tuned in a little bit after when I was talking about it. So Jan is doing the Walk for Love fundraiser with Mary Potter, or for Mary Potter House, and that is the place where it's a hospice where people go essentially to pass away. And they are very, very well supported by very compassionate staff members. And I have had a few people go in there to pass away and spend their last few moments. And the relief it is for everybody is palpable. It brings so much calmness to that end of life process, and for that I'm very, very, very happy to continue the donation flow, and this time we're going to be sending it through to Jan. So I will be putting that donation through to her after next week's show. All right. So thank you, everybody, for coming to play. Thank you for being so amazing. I absolutely adore you. And I couldn't do the show without you. 100%. Couldn't do it without you. It would just be me rambling to myself. And I do enough of that already. So I really, truly do appreciate you. To catch up with what I'm doing on Tasty Tuesdays this week coming, we are giving the chat with Leanne Forrester another go. She's changed positions for the evening. Well, she will be. She'll be in a different place with better Wi-Fi. And also she is energetically more settled within herself. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm really looking forward to chatting with Leanne on the show on Tuesday. And next month, I've got some really tasty topics that are going to be discussed, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's maybe not the easiest topics for some, but it's something that really, really requires to be spoken about. So I'm looking forward to that and sharing some more, highlighting some more lightness into the darkness. All right. So for all of you out there, I hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing night. What time on Tuesday? It will be 7 p.m. Adelaide time. Okay. Thank you for asking, because I hadn't said it. But yes, live streamed right here, either into my Facebook page or up onto YouTube. It's all there. The event is already up in my thing, so you go on there and click interested in going, and then it'll tell you, it'll give you the notifications. Alrighty, my loves. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all you be. Thank you for the magic that you be in the world. Thank you for being the lightness in my world today. I am incredibly grateful for you all. And remember, get out there, do something tasty for yourself. I really don't mind what it is, but please do something yummy and tasty for you. Remember that we're going to potentially have some quite rough rides coming up over the next week. So be kind, be gentle with you. And until I see you next time, be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful friends. Bye-bye.